Welcome to Learning English from People.
Lionel Messi, the boy who carried a nation. Some people said he was too small. Doctors worried he would not grow tall. But this small boy became the biggest name in football. His name is Lionel Andres Messi. For many people, he is the greatest football player of all time. He is a quiet hero who showed the world that big dreams can come from small beginnings. This is his story. His journey began in Rosario, a city in Argentina. He was born on June 24, 1987. His father, Jorge, worked in a factory. His mother, Celia, worked in a workshop. Leo was the third of 4 children. Their family was close, and they all loved football. The game was everything in their neighborhood. From his first steps, a ball was always with him. He played every day with his older brothers and his cousins on the dirt fields near his home. When he was 4 years old, he joined a local club called Grandali. His father was the coach, but his biggest fan was his grandmother. She took him to every practice and every game. She believed he was special. She knew he would be a great player one day. Sadly, she died when he was almost 11. Her death was very hard for him. Today, every time he scores a goal, he looks up and points his fingers to the sky. It is a quiet thank you to the grandmother who believed in him first. At 7, Leo joined his favorite hometown team, Newell's Old Boys. This is where people started to see his amazing talent. He played for the youth team. They were called the Machine of '87 because they almost never lost. In 6 years, Leo scored nearly 500 goals. He was a young star. During the big team's games, he would go on the field at halftime. He would do tricks with the ball, and the whole crowd would watch, amazed. His future looked bright. But then a big problem appeared. When Leo was 10, doctors found something wrong. He had a growth hormone deficiency. This meant his body was not growing like other children. He needed special medicine every day. The medicine was very expensive, and his family could not afford it for long. His club, Newell's, promised to help pay, but later they said they could not. Another big club in Argentina wanted him, but that did not work out either. The family was worried. It felt like Leo's dream was ending. With nowhere else to go, the Messi family looked to Spain. Some of their relatives lived in Catalonia, so they arranged a trial, a special practice to show his skill with FC Barcelona. Leo was only 13 years old. The club's director, Carlos Rixach, watched the small boy play. He only needed a few minutes to see Leo's incredible skill. He wanted to sign him right away. But other people at the club were not sure. Signing a foreign player so young was a very big risk. Weeks passed, and then months. The Messi family grew nervous. Finally, the director met with Leo's family. They had to make a decision. There was no official paper in the room, so the director grabbed a napkin from the table. On that napkin, he wrote a contract. It was a promise. Barcelona would sign Leo and pay for his medical treatment. That simple napkin became one of the most famous documents in sports. It was the piece of paper that changed football history. In 2001, the Messi family moved to Barcelona. They lived in an apartment near the famous Camp Nou stadium. The first year was very hard for Leo. Because of a problem with his old club, he could only play in friendly games. He was naturally very quiet. His new teammates at the youth academy, La Masia, thought he could not speak. He felt lonely and far from home. It became even harder when his mother and siblings moved back to Argentina. Leo stayed in Spain with only his father. He missed his home very much. But once he was allowed to play in all games, everything changed. He made friends with other young players like Cesc Fabregas and Gerard Piqué. His growth treatment finished when he was 14. He became the star of Barcelona's best-ever youth team. He moved up through the club's teams very, very quickly. Soon, even the top players on the first team knew about him. One day, he was asked to practice with them. A French player named Ludovic Giuli later talked about that day. He said, "He destroyed us all. We were kicking him to stop him, but he just got up and kept playing. He would run past 4 players and score a goal. He was an alien." The team's biggest star, Ronaldinho, was also amazed. He became a friend to the shy 16-year-old. He called Leo his little brother and told everyone that this boy would be better than him. Ronaldinho's friendship was important. It helped Messi feel comfortable with the best players in the world. On November 16, 2003, a 16-year-old Messi played his first game with the main team. A year later, he played his first official league game. On May 1, 2005, he scored his first goal. It was a beautiful, soft shot over the goalkeeper. Ronaldinho gave him the pass to score. A new star was born. In the next few years, everyone could see his special talent. His incredible dribbling, moving the ball with small kicks, and amazing goals made people compare him to another Argentine legend, Diego Maradona. A huge change came in 2008. A new coach, Pep Guardiola, arrived at Barcelona. Guardiola had a new plan for the team. He decided to build the entire team around Messi. He gave him the famous number 10 shirt. He put him in a central role where he could score and create goals. This decision unlocked Messi's full power. The team became almost perfect. They won La Liga, Spain's top league, the Copa del Rey, the main Spanish Cup, and the UEFA Champions League, all in one season. It was the first time a Spanish team had won all 3. That year, Messi won his first Ballon d'Or award for the best player in the world. But it was only the start. The team went on to win 6 trophies in a single year. From 2009 to 2012, Messi was the best player on the planet. He won the Ballon d'Or 4 years in a row. In the year 2012, he did something that seemed impossible. He scored 91 goals for his club and country. It was a new world record. At just 24 years old, he was already Barcelona's all-time top scorer. He was the king of football. The team depended on him for everything, so the club brought in more amazing players to help him. Neymar arrived from Brazil, and Luis Suarez came from Uruguay. Together with Messi, they formed an attack called MSN. They were an unstoppable team. In the 2014-15 season, they led Barcelona to another historic treble, winning 3 major trophies in one season. The 3 of them scored 122 goals together. Messi, the leader of the group, won his 5th Ballon d'Or. In 2018, he became the captain of the club. He continued to win trophies and awards, including a 6th Ballon d'Or in 2019. But problems were growing at Barcelona. The club was having money troubles. Their success on the field started to fade, especially in big European games. In 2020, after a terrible loss to Bayern Munich, Messi felt it was time to leave. He sent a formal letter to the club saying he wanted to go. The news shocked the world. He decided to stay for 1 more year to avoid a fight in court, but the end was coming. In the summer of 2021, his contract ended. Because of its money problems, Barcelona could not sign him to a new one. In a press conference, a meeting with reporters, Messi cried as he said goodbye. He had been at the club for 21 years. He was the boy who became a legend there. Now he had to leave. It was a sad day for Messi and for the club. It was the end of an era. Messi quickly found a new club, Paris Saint-Germain, often called PSG. He joined his friend Neymar and the French superstar Kylian Mbappé. His 2 years in Paris were good, but not perfect. He won the French league title twice. But the team could not win the Champions League, which was their biggest goal. For the fans in Paris, it was sometimes strange to cheer for a player who was a legend for another club. In 2023, he left Paris. His next move surprised everyone again. He had a huge offer to play in Saudi Arabia. Many thought he would return to Barcelona. Instead, he chose to go to America. He joined Inter Miami in Major League Soccer. His arrival in the United States was a huge event. Ticket prices went up. Every stadium was sold out. Famous actors and athletes came to watch him play. His effect on the team was immediate. He became the captain and led a team that was last in the league to its first ever trophy. He scored in almost every game. He had changed an entire league in just a few weeks. His amazing year was completed when he won his 8th Ballon d'Or award. For all his success with his clubs, Messi's story with his country, Argentina, was very different. For a long time, it was a story of pain and disappointment. He started playing for the national team in 2005, but for years, he was compared to Maradona, and the pressure from the whole country was huge. Some people in Argentina said he was not truly Argentine. They said he cared more about Barcelona. The heartbreak was constant. He led Argentina to 3 major finals in a row from 2014 to 2016. One was the World Cup final, and 2 were Copa America finals, the championship for South American teams. They lost every single one. The World Cup final loss to Germany in 2014 was the hardest. After the 3rd final loss in 2016, Messi was broken. He announced he was retiring from the national team. "For me, the national team is over," he said. "I've done all I can." The news shocked Argentina. Everyone from the country's president to the fans in the streets asked him to come back. They told him they loved him and needed him. So he changed his mind and returned. But something was different now. Messi was no longer the quiet boy. He had become a strong, passionate leader. He was the captain that his country always wanted. This new leadership led to a great victory. In 2021, he led Argentina to win the Copa America. They beat their biggest rival, Brazil, in the final. It was Messi's first major trophy with his country. It ended a 28-year wait for Argentina. The emotion was incredible. You could see what it meant to him. That victory was the first step. The final chapter came at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. At 35 years old, this was his last chance to win the one trophy he wanted most. He played the best football of his life. He was a master of skill and a true leader. He scored 7 goals, including 2 in the final match against France. That final was one of the most exciting games in history. When the game ended in a penalty shootout, where players shoot one by one at the goal, Argentina won. Messi fell to his knees on the field, full of emotion. He had done it. He had carried his nation to the top of the world. He had finally won the World Cup. The picture of him holding the golden trophy is now one of the most famous in sports history. His long, difficult journey for his country was complete. Away from football, Messi is a quiet, private person. He is a family man. He married Antonella Ricuzzo, his sweetheart from when they were children in Rosario. They have 3 sons together. He is still very connected to his hometown. His father, Jorge, has been his agent since he was 14 years old. This close family circle once led to a problem with taxes in Spain, but Messi said he trusted his father and lawyers to handle his money. He has also used his fame to help others, starting a foundation for children and working with UNICEF, the United Nations Children's Fund. Messi's personality has 2 sides. Off the field, he is humble and quiet. On the field, he is a genius. His low center of gravity helps him stay balanced and change direction quickly. People call him La Pulga, or the flea, because he is small but powerful. His left foot can do things that seem impossible. His old coach, Pep Guardiola, once said, "Messi is the only player that runs faster with the ball than he does without it." For over 10 years, he had an amazing rivalry, a friendly competition with Cristiano Ronaldo. They were the 2 best players in the world, and they pushed each other to become even better. Ronaldo was a model of power and hard work. Messi was the natural artist, the magician. For many, Messi's World Cup victory finally answered the question of who was the greatest. His story will be told for many years. He is more than just his records and his trophies. He is the player who made football look like art. He brought joy to millions of people. He is the story of a small boy who had a health problem but became a giant in his sport. He is the quiet leader who carried the hopes of a nation on his shoulders and led them to glory. Lionel Messi did not just play football, he perfected it.